minutos de tiempo corrido. México ha comenzado presionando. Viene el balón peinado, remate.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 5th episode of this season, and I hope you like that intro. It really does show, or at least kind of get across, how this season has gone since the last episode. And in the last episode, which in-game was quite some time ago, we played Celta de Vigo in a very close derby, which we won 1-0. But as you can see on the screen around us here, we're doing pretty well, and more specifically what I mean, actually, you can't see the league history behind me here, but we're just doing amazingly, and here is the match from last episode, and then after Vigo, we drew against Bilbao, then we hammered Real Madrid, then we had Hispalis, or should I say, Getafe, I think it is, in the Euro, which we drew at home and then went and got 2 away goals. In between, we drew Alaves, which kind of bummed the board out a little bit, and then we had a 1-0 win against Barcelona. Oh, we beat them. And then we just gone on a tear, an absolute tear. We whooped up on Lazio for an aggregate of 5-0 in the semifinals of the Euro, and this episode will be the Euro Cup final against Anderlecht. Anderlecht beat Atletico Madrid on the second leg away from home. Think about that, to get into the Euro Cup final. So I would say there's a team to watch out for, certainly, but we beat Atletico Madrid 3-0. I mean, look at this form. Look at this form. How many matches is this? A winning streak. 1, 2, 3. That's 11 matches won in all competitions in a row. And so we're looking at about 18 matches unbeaten in a row. The last loss against Espanyol, that was tough. And that kind of brings me a nice segue into what's going to happen in the future, and I'll get more into that in the last episode of the season, which will be a summary, so the next episode, episode 6, and then, of course, episode 0 of the next season for this save. Because, as I've said before, we're going to be making some changes. I'm really, really enjoying the way this 4-4-1-1 is playing. It is much more the style of soccer that I want to play. It's much more reliable in that there's creativity. There's constant quality passing when we have the ball. We can have the ball and we can have a lot of possession, or we can have none. And you know, a good example of that, I actually think was the Madrid match. Yeah, we had 46% possession. They had 54. We had 20 shots, half of them on target. What? And then another good example of how this is playing, just at least in the regard of possession, is the Barcelona match, 44% possession, so about the same, but we won that 1-0. So we can have the ball. We don't have to have the ball, but we're winning, and that's the key. That's what I'm looking for, and it's just the style of soccer I want to play. And you can see we're winning by pretty good margins here. Now, to be fair, Gijón and Getafe, Real Hispalis is not Getafe. Oh well. Getafe and Malaga aren't necessarily the best teams, but we beat Lazio pretty much 5-0. We beat Madrid 3-0. We beat Sevilla 2-1. I mean, we're on a tear, and we're just having a great time with it. Now, with that swap to a 4-4-1-1, and in the future I will add 2 other formations that are similar in nature. So I'm moving away from a 2-striker system, and I'm moving away from a 4-4-2 because I don't consider this 4-4-1-1 to be a 4-4-2 because the wide midfielders are both inverted wingers, and they play up further up the pitch than a 4-4-2, the standard 4-4-2 allows for. And then certainly the AMC is not a second striker. I'm not playing them as a shadow striker. They're played as a creative midfielder of sorts. So the team is just gelling, and it's really good. But we have some issues. And they're not bad issues, but they're still issues. The biggest issue being that Erling Haaland has, as expected, garnished attention or gotten attention from the biggest clubs on the planet. And at first, I didn't have his transfer price set, and the list was even longer than what it is right now. But I set his transfer price to his buyout clause, which is $123 million, and it limited, it's further limited itself. Liverpool looks like it pulled out. Tottenham has stayed in, Madrid has stayed in, Bayern has stayed in, and Barcelona has stayed in. So I have set it to his buyout clause. And I'm not going to lie, this is one player I'm actually going to fight for. Because as you've seen, a lot of those goals in the intro were him. And that's not to say my other players can't score goals. It's just that he scores a lot of them. And I mean, even look at his star rating. If you remember, star rating is kind of how that player compares to the rest of your team. And we don't have bad players on this team anymore. I used to think that we didn't have championship level players, like beating Madrid and the two Madrids and beating Barcelona and stuff. But the team and the formation is taken to a point where I think we do have them now. So we don't have bad players here, but he's still 5 out of 5 stars flat. No question about that. Everybody rates him exceptionally. Now, to be fair, that star rating is dynamic. It moves depending on the player. There's a lot of things going behind that. But Francis Uzoho has gone up in a couple stars because he's just been solid at the back. And you can see even Uzoho has Barcelona coming after him, and Mainz as well. I don't know what Mainz is thinking. If they think he can... Uzoho's only valued at $1.3 million, which is ridiculous. FM20 is broken in that regard. Goalies are getting the shaft in this version. He has been a wall at the back. A wall at the back. It's just nuts. So we have, some other player issues coming up here. And really it has to do with age. Labropoulos is getting up there in age. Ruiz, who is kind of my rotational left back, but still quality, is getting up there in age. Madron, I got to keep an eye on because he's starting to get some injuries. Shibasaki is kind of getting up there in age. Traver getting up there in age. Cartabia getting up there in age. And even Ayorke, who I don't think I'm going to be sticking with a target man. So Ayorke is probably going to get transferred out. But we'll see about that. What I don't have in here is an AMC. And I've gone on a big search for strikers because I know Haaland's going to have an issue over the summer. People are going to come after him. And whether he gets sold or not, I'm treating it like he's going to get sold. And then I need an AMC for matches. Because really I'm rotating between Shibasaki up in the AMC position and Oscar in the AMC position. And where the heck is Oscar on this list? Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's right. So I don't necessarily have enough midfielders, in my opinion, to do a full rotation, which I like to do. I like to do a full 11-man rotation. I have 2 squads, basically, is the way I operate in Football Manager. So everything's coming up Millhouse. Everything's going well, I should say. Coming up Millhouse is kind of a joke. And in this episode, we're going to be hitting Anderlecht in the Europa Cup final. And I'm really not familiar with their players other than some of the young ones I've snatched from their young team. But you can see they tend to play a 4-2-3-1, and they're playing with quite a few regens already. And so what's interesting, to me at least, is the Euro Cup final is in the Ibrox Stadium. It's in Scotland. So should be a good time. That match coming up in just a moment. And we're back with the Europa Cup final against Anderlecht. It looks like they're posed as the home team, but we're in the neutral Ibrox Stadium in Scotland. And I'm not going to bring out Krunker Wall-Type for this one because I have not been in a cup final in quite some time with any team in Football Manager. So, or actually, since FM19, I really should say. So here's what we got going on for this final. Anderlecht is a 4-2-3-1. Their left wing back in Zagreb is apparently a force to be reckoned with. And I'm not too familiar with these other names in here, so I'm not going to wax on about them. For Coruña, we've got Holland up front, of course. Oscar as the AMC. Cartabia out wide right. Valor wide left. Valor had a pulled thigh muscle. Just got over it. Technically, he doesn't need a medical test or anything like that, but the physios did say to keep an eye on him. Cataldi and Shibasaki in the middle, and then the back line is Pedersen on left, Gerasable, who has been amazing in my wing-back right position, and Soma and Labropoulos in back with Uzoho in goal. So let's go into the dressing room and give the lads a talking to, and then head on out there. Been on a good run. So go out there and impress me. I've got faith in y'all. Let's do this. End the team talk. Going into the tunnel. Having the best defense in the Euro Cup must have you looking forward to another win. Work hard at that. Interesting. I didn't know they had the worst defense. I'm not sure how they made it here. You know what that means is they outscored their opponents, which is interesting. And away we go. Oscar puts up a cross into space to Valor, who runs onto it and can't keep it down. Valor is very, very fast. Not 20 fast, but his attributes are like 14 and 15 or 13 and 14 for acceleration and top speed. Soma to throw into Shibasaki. Gerasable causing trouble up front already. Soma going wide, which is a little weird for Soma. He is a ball-playing defender, but I don't know. He does like to hang out on the side after a throw-in. Cartabia with the corner. Oscar puts in a shot, and nice save by Anderlecht's keeper. Excuse me, it's still morning, and I'm having my second cup of coffee. Shibasaki puts the corner up, holds onto it. Nice cross into the middle, and Anderlecht's defense is able to clear it. Anderlecht with the throw-in now to Vlap. There's Zagreb. That's who all the scouts told me to look out for. And it looks like our defense able to keep that one down. Soma with another long ball up, and Holland unable to capitalize on that. I was also told that Anderlecht's defense has really tall and good defenders with regards to heading. So we'll have to see how that goes throughout the match. So far, kind of a drab match. We're 14 minutes in here. Nothing but corners. So I didn't quite notice this, but Anderlecht is playing a cautious 4-2-3-1. You can see they've got two defensive midfielders there. And that was a throw-in, and the keeper picked it up. Looks like it started raining now. That should add a little bit more of an interesting bit to the match here. Anderlecht holding onto the ball. Oh. Shibasaki gets a good tackle in, but we're not able to capitalize on that. Anderlecht puts the ball out wide to their star left wingback. That's way too much space to leave that guy. Yep, and that's why he capitalized on that. He ran right in, took the space, dribbled through, and let's give the lads an old demand more here. Nope, I don't want to see analysis. All right, we've got to do something different here because we are definitely not playing up to Coruña's snuff. There we go. Lutanya was offside. Lutanda, excuse me. All right, Gerasable with the throw-in. Oscar, back to Shibasaki. Over to Cataldi. Come on, guys, stop playing with that ball. There we go. Cataldi, Shibasaki over to Gerasable. Gerasable bounces off a defender. Cartabia picks it up, puts in a shot, and just over the top of the bar. Top of the blar. Blar, yes, bar. I can't speak English today. Not that I speak any other language proficiently enough, but still. All right, let's see here. There we go, a little over the... Ooh, Oscar puts in a shot, and it's just wide. That looked like it could have been. If he just taken another step or two to get closer, that would have been a good chance, better chance, I think. Soma puts a header over from a free kick, and I'm going to make a change. Let's Let's turn off work the ball into box. Now, something I have learned over this passage of play that I showed you, and not passage of play, but this run of form we have going on, and there we go. I actually think Oscar was offside. Yeah, but Oscar was just offside. Yep. So this run of form we've been going through, I've been playing a lot of these games off to the side here on the laptop while I've been playing like War Thunder or something else on my main workstation, and even streaming for that matter. So I have found that if I just let the team do what they're going to do with minimal changes, I've completely stepped back from doing what I normally did, which is just make, minimalistic changes throughout the match. But a lot of them, the team seems to be able to handle it better, which makes sense from everything I've read over the years in FM. But so here we go. I'm just made a change, and I think that's the only change I'm going to make for this half. I might make one more, and that's it. Usually I'd make countless changes throughout the game. All right. Pedersen going up the left. Nice cross in. Cartabia is able to head it. Ooh, great shot there, but the Anderlecht keeper was up for it. Soma putting in a long throw and forcing another corner. Cartabia puts the corner up, and their defense gets another good job done there. And you can see we're getting a lot of opportunities here. We're just not able to capitalize on them. And apparently I've swapped solid for capitalize. I'm sorry. It's one word or the other. All right, so we're getting some chances in the center of the pitch. It's only a matter of time before Cataldi rockets one in. Valor is able to dribble. Ball up to Holland. I think he's going to be offside. Yep, Holland's offside there. Good try, guys. Ooh, what's going on there? Hold on a minute. Yeah, see, that's to be expected. Valor is having some trouble here. We're going to have to sub him off, I think, at halftime. Oh, my goodness. Second yellow card, and he's off. Anderlecht down to 10 men. I mean, he's only a winger, but still, that's... Oh, Valor tries to put one in with his weaker left foot. Not that much weaker, and Valor is not doing well on that left wing. Definitely going to get substituted off in the second half here. I'm going to have a stern talking to with the lads. Oh, Oscar with a rocket and just misses. He has been hitting those. I'm going to make one more change here for the last couple of minutes. What was I going to do? I was going to back these guys up just a skosh. And I'm going to leave it run on defense for now. Oh, I was going to turn off overlap just to make sure these guys aren't being too aggressive. Pedersen and Garasable are set to fullback attack right now, and they are absolutely nailing it. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought that was an injury. That guy just sacrificed his body to get the header out of there. Cartabia puts the corner up, and we're getting some good chances here, but they're all going over the top. Everybody's a little bit nervous. Shibasaki's a little bit nervous. Who's not playing well? Certainly Valor's not playing up to snuff there. And their keeper is really keeping them in this game. Eliminating any possibility from these throw-ins that we have any chances. But he gives us the ball right back. He's like, you know what? Have another go at it. And we're like, all right. We'll put another ball over the top. Valentin puts a cross in to Oscar. Shibasaki heads the ball to Garasable, who takes it wide. Back to Shibasaki. Out to Garasable, who's onside. Takes the ball up, and that's a corner. Anderlecht's defense, for whatever reason, is holding them in this game. Cartabia puts the corner up, and Anderlecht clears, but Coruña picks it up, and that's the half. 11 shots, 4 on target, to 3 shots, no on target. 8 fouls, including a double yellow card at halftime. What a blah, drab match. I expect better. Going to the dressing room. I am far from pleased. Far from pleased. But you weren't bad, and I believe in you. You got to build them. You got to break them down and build them back up, right? And that team talk. All right, now here's the question. Here is the question indeed. So Shibasaki hasn't played out left since we were in the second division of Spain. let's just see. Let's do a good old comparison here with Shibasaki, between Traver and Shibasaki. Traver plays out on the wings all the time. Oh, Traver's header. I didn't realize he had 12 heading. Interesting. All right, so let's see here. Traver is a lot quicker than I give him credit for. Slightly less on the mentals. And in the technicals, dribbling is slightly less. First touch is slightly less. His free kick is about the same, a little bit better. Much better heading, much better long shots. Passing is slightly less. Technique is slightly less. Huh. I'll tell you what. Let us go back to the match here. We're going to put Traver in because that is what he is there for. And is there anybody else that needs replacing yet? I mean, the team is, I want to say they're solidly mediocre at this point. And there's that term, solid. All right, we're going to tell you not to dribble as much. Shibasaki and Cataldi, your long shots is 16, so I'm fine with that. What are you guys doing? Get further forward. Get further forward. I'm fine with that. And get further forward because you're an AM on attack. Maybe we should just try, to change it up a little bit. Put him on support. That's a lot of support roles for the attacking side of the pitch, but let us start the second half and have a go. Also, for some reason, I was able to bring up to 12 substitutes to this match. All right, Uzoho was able to trap that. Come on, dude, get rid of the ball. Thank you. Up to Cataldi, and that ends a poor highlight. Was that Cartabia or Cataldi that did the free kick there? That was Cartabia, who finds himself in space, but is offside, unfortunately. See, they're talking about Zagreb, but honestly, I'm not too worried about him yet. He really hasn't been much in this match as far as the highlights are concerned. Cataldi tries to rocket one in, but that's a quick turnover, and Anderlecht looking the counter. Was that? Hold on a minute. Doku. Okay. I thought that said Dooku. As in Count Dooku. As in Darth Tyrannus. However you want to pronounce it. Sorry, a little bit of Star Wars for you folks there. Yes, I'm a nerd. All right. Anderlecht clears the ball and Soma picks it up. Traver out wide for the first time there. Soma puts the ball out to Pedersen, who is just looking to negotiate a little bit there. Puts the ball up and we get another corner. I gotta say, this is not... I mean, this is a cup final, so it's bound to be a tough match, but I was kind of expecting us to have a little bit more luck here. And they're looking to put the ball long. Gareth Sable going on a run. Look at that. All the way up. Puts a cross in. Traver gets a good head on it, but it's solidly defended. Solid. Kind of a weird ping-pong ball action going on there. A little back and forth, and we just put the ball over the top. And, ooh. 5-3-1. Interesting. We might have trouble with that. Although we didn't against Atletico, and we didn't against... oh, here we go. Come on, Haaland. Come on. Convert that. Pass the ball. Oh, man. All right, Haaland's finally imparting himself on the game, which he's kind of been non-existent until this point. Traver picks up the loose ball. Over to Cataldi. Traver. Back to Shibasaki. Out wide to Pedersen. Puts a cross up. Blocked. And we got another corner. All right. We got 30 minutes left in regulation time here. I need to do something. So, let's see if we can cause a little bit of trouble here and tell these guys to go on the attack. We got all these folks in here on support, and that's fine. With dribble less, Shibasaki's going to drift back. Cataldi's going to be drifting up. And Oscar's just going to be kind of sitting in the middle here. Shibasaki is nervous, but he has clearly been one of the better players on the pitch. Cataldi... Oh, but Shibasaki's at 81%. He's getting a little... Not that 80% is something to worry about, but Oscar is doing fine there. You know what? Let's Let's bring in a replacement for Shibasaki. That might not be a good idea, but he's nervous. All right, and they clear the ball. They're looking just to sit back and defend, and it looks like they're trying to hold on until penalties here, which, with the way we're not playing very well right now, it certainly is possible. All right, wide to Garasable. Oh! What a save! Traver gets a great head on that, and the Anderlecht keeper, my goodness, is able to get that. Nobody's able to follow up. Oh, and there's a rocket from Oscar. There's a rocket from Oscar. It's 1-0. Or should I say 0-1, if you really... I don't know how to say that anymore. 1-0, Coruña. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Oscar has been doing this in multiple games. Putting a ball in the top corner from outside the box. Between him, Cataldi, Marchetti, and Medran, they have just been putting some very long shots in. And we have got a game, folks. Pedersen with the throw-in to Oscar. Puts the ball way over to Garasable. Ladropoulos, or Labropoulos. There's a B in there, not a D, Ahab. Over to Pedersen. Draws out the defender, crosses it in. Medran, Cartabia, back to Medran. Traver, a lot of passing going on here, trying to get these defenders to make some space for us to be creative. Here we go. That was Cataldi trying to get one in, and Anderlecht had a defender throw themselves in front of it. Traver putting the cross up, or should I say the corner, and Labropoulos handled the ball. That's the first time I've seen that in FM20. Medran, Cataldi, up to Cartabia. Medran, taking his space. Puts the ball out to Traver, who does a great job of trapping it. And, ooh, that ball just bends just over the top corner. What a great attempt. Garasable. Back to Medran. Over to Garasable again. Puts a cross up. Holland gets a good head on it, but that's right to the feet of Anderlecht's keeper. And Oscar is suddenly outperforming everybody on the team. Zoho tosses the ball out. You know, I see that we're having attempts from long range, but right now I don't care because that's the only way we're getting things done here. Medran. With the poorly placed cross into the box. All right, Pedersen sweeps up the ball there. Over to Garasable. Out to Cartabia. Back to Medran. Puts the ball over to Pedersen, which looks like it's a... Oh! Holland unable to convert that. I've seen him convert a couple of those. Actually, there was one in the intro where the ball gets crossed nicely into him, and he just rockets it into the box. Let's see what's going on here. Cartabia. Let's see who's nervous. Garasable's nervous. Traver is nervous. Great. All right. I don't want to do anything yet. Holland. Not sure how Holland got a yellow card. Medran, Oscar puts a nice shot in, and Anderlecht keeper's able to get a hold of that. So it looks like we're dominating this match with being a man up. At least that's the way it appears. But as we know, modern soccer, anything can happen, and very quickly. We're in the last 10 minutes of regulation time here. Zoho puts the ball into danger. Thankfully, Medran's able to get it out of there. Cartabia taking space. Over to Medran. Puts the ball out to Garasable, who looked like he was offside. Yep, he was offside. Anderlecht's team looks disenfranchised and tired. So I would not necessarily expect a goal to come from them at this stage of the match. But we never know. For example, here's a solid counterattack opportunity from them. And Zoho shuts that down and says, "No, sir, I don't like it. I am going to tell them to work it into the box a little bit more." Not entirely sure what just happened there off the corner. Somebody headed it or the goalkeeper punched it. Couldn't quite tell. Another corner. Traver puts it up here in a second. Oop. And Holland with a rocket header right to the goalie. This match should be like 3-0 if it wasn't for that goalie. Holland loses the ball. Thankfully, Pedersen's back there to swoop it up. And puts a bad pass, but I don't know how Anderlecht didn't grab that. Pedersen. Cross over to Cataldi. Tries to put a rocket in, but defense is too much of a wall. Not necessarily a wall, but at least they block it. Valentin. Correction. Pedersen going wide again. Crosses it to Madran, who has a go. Cartavia heads it back to Garasable. Madran. Garasable. Over to Pedersen, who's in tight. Tries himself a shot. Out wide, Traver picks it up. And late cross. How is that not a goal? How is that not a goal? How is that not a goal? Like, I'm speechless. I mean, I know we're winning, but how is that not a goal? Like, I got to get my wits back here because we got 15 seconds or so more to play in regulation, and I think Traver was offside there. Nope. Yeah, we've got this. Yep, there we go. Coruña, Europa Cup champions. After having fallen out of the Champions League, we have had quite the run to get here, frankly. And I'm glad we can put a trophy because we deserve it. We deserve it. Let's get to these match stats. Possession. This time we had the majority. 32 shots, 12 on target. Good Lord. Good Lord. Oscar comes through with the banger, and Holland had that assist, which is good for him. But what else? What can we say here? We had 4 fouls. They had 13. We had 13 corners. They had none. I mean, the stats pretty much say everything. They had 73% pass completion and 3 yellow cards. And that, how we say, is that. So, kind of a classic vintage win of sorts. And let me see here. I'm just going to say congratulations because, you know, they just won a trophy, and I don't want to take away from that. And that's it for this episode. We have won the Euro Cup. That means we're in the Champions League for next season. We received just shy of 10 million for that. That's awesome. We've got a trophy to our name now, and this is the first Europa Cup trophy apparently in Deportivo's history, which is fantastic. So that's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for joining me. Stay tuned shortly, not necessarily this week, for episode 6 of this season, where I'm going to wrap everything up, go into a little bit more detail about the future, and talk about formations in depth, because as you can see, the 4-4-1-1 is doing us proud and doing us strong, but I need more options. I hope to see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves and all those you care about. See you next time. Bye-bye.